Um, hey, it's me again, Carrie. Today I'd like to talk about like relatives that I I don't know. um, you know, those of us with Asperger's, we have a hard time, of course, with social skills. I don't have to really go on about this because it's something we all struggle with. Um, Although sometimes, I have a hard time with, or I feel kind of awkward when, let's say, I go to Newfoundland or I see relatives that, I don't really know that well. Because you're always like, well, what are you going to say to your relatives? Because they're your relatives, although you don't actually know them. So it's awkward because you don't really know what to say around them, and what are you talking about? I one of the things I don't like, or I used to hate, is that my relatives, especially my aunts, always wanted to hug me every time they saw me. That was kind of irritating, and I don't know, like I still don't always like that. Now it's but whatever. You put up with it, right? Um, But no, and the reason I'm kind of thinking about this is because I'm hoping that this summer coming I might have a chance to possibly go to Newfoundland, and visit my relatives. And that's the only thing, is that while I don't have a problem seeing my relatives, I'm often unsure, like, what do I talk to them about, because I don't really know them that well. And every time I see them, it's like it's all brand new. It's all like starting from scratch again. It's almost like I'm like, hi, I'm Carrie, and this is what I like, and blah 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 blah. That's kind of how it is. Um, so I mean, that's pretty much what it feels like, And I'm not sure if any of you feel the same way. Do you have relatives that you don't really know that well, who live far away, or people you see maybe like once every 10 years or so? But that's how it kind of is for me. And obviously my Asperger's doesn't always help, because I still, when I see them, it's like you'll talk to them but you don't know what to talk to them about. And when I was a kid, I didn't always like to be around my cousins because I felt kind of awkward because I was different than them, or just not being social and not going up to them usually and talking, because I had trouble with social skills. So I was kind of like the ugly duckling in a way, because I didn't fit in with anybody, and I preferred being by myself. And I didn't like going to my grandmother's place when I was a kid, because there was always a lot of people there. Like, my one grandparents' place I liked because nobody was there. My other grandparents' place I didn't like because everybody was there, and it was always kind of cramped in. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that, though. Like, it's like, what are you talking to them about? And just like, and also I don't always want to see everybody, or I don't want to go out of my way to see people, and sometimes I feel like people are in my space or bugging me, so yeah, it's just, for me it's pretty much just, relatives that you don't really know that well, and it's hard to interact around them because of never seeing them. I feel the same way with like my mom's side of the family, who I don't even know at all. Really, there's cousins I've never even met on my mom's side of the family, and so it's like we're total strangers. And I don't know. How do any of you feel about that? I'd love to hear from you and hear what your thoughts are, what you'd have to maybe think about this. Is this something that you have to deal with, being somebody with Asperger's, and going somewhere and having to deal with your relatives, or having to meet up with them or be around them, you don't even know them, like, how do you feel about that? For me, it's sometimes kind of awkward, or at times difficult. But I don't know, like, what do you feel? You know, I'd love to hear from you and hear what you have to say about that. Okay, well, I'm going to stop now because I don't have anything else to say, and until I do another one of these Friday, bye for now.